There's a few different kind of iOS applications we can choose from here. We can do a navigation-based application, which is basically one of those applications where you have a list view, and then you can click on an item in the list, and then it'll take you to a detailed screen that will give you more information about that item. It's basically navigation based in that sense. There's an OpenGL ES application, which is basically a 3D application. This is something that you'd use for a game. A split view based application, which is an application that has like a details and a master view. There's a tab bar application, which is an application that has a tab bar at the bottom that you can select between the different tabs. A utility application, kind of like a weather application, would be a good example that comes on the iPhone, where when you click it, it flips over the screen and gives you some information or configuration, kind of a single screen application. A view-based application is kind of a more generic application that has a single view. And then there's a window-based application, which is the most generic, that just gives you a very bare bones setup that then you can use to create your own application from that. So for this purpose, we're going to go ahead and just do a, actually we'll do a tab bar application for this demonstration. So I'll go ahead and hit next here. The product name, I'll give this, we'll call this Hello World. Company identifier, you put in here usually just like you do in Java, backwards from what your domain name is. So here I've got com.simpleprogrammer. And the device family here, we're going to go ahead and select iPhone. We're going to uncheck include unit tests because we don't need it for this particular project. So then I'll go ahead and create it in this default location, which is by default it'll be your documents directory. And I can create a local Git repository for this project if I want to create a Git repository. In this case, I don't really want to since this is just a Hello World program. So I'll hit create. It already exists, so I'll go ahead and replace it. And then here we are. We've got a Hello World application here. And right from the bat, the very first thing that I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and click run and just show you that we actually have a working application. And so you can see the simulators popping up, and we'll cover that in a little bit here. But you can see right here we have an application that's started up. It's on the first view, and it's a tabbed application, first view and second view. Keeping this simple, we're not going to do much here. We're basically just going to change this text just to show that this is really the application that we created. So I'm going to go into here and I'm going to look at this first view nib file. It's XIB, it's pronounced nib because it used to be NIB files in the older Mac versions. This is a kind of a throwover from Mac development. So in here you can see that we have this first view here, and it's got some text here. I can just change this text to say hello world, and that proves that this application is indeed the application that we've built here and we're running. So I'll go ahead and stop the simulator and then hit run to run it again. And here you can see it says hello world. So that's it. That proves that we have created that we've properly installed Xcode and are able to create a simple iPhone application. So you can see how easy it is to get started, that you already have a working application. Now it gets a little bit harder from here on out, but it's always nice to have a framework, a starting place where we know we actually have a running application, and it didn't take us really anything to get there. In the next section, we'll look at the simulator some more, and we'll talk about some of the features before we start diving into the language, and then eventually into actually what is happening in order to build this application.